Good morning, healthcare heroes. Put my glasses away. How is everyone this morning? It's Tuesday, and we are back with our healthcare hero self-care moment. I'm Nicole Traum, and this week we're talking about finding peace. And I'm not gonna lie, yesterday was a really rough day for me. I don't know if it was just because of the rain, or I don't know, the pressure, or just everything kind of, some days you feel a little worse than others. So I just wanted to put that out there because I know I come on here every day and I'm sharing these positive messages, but that doesn't mean that everything is always wonderful. And so when those things get heavy, when things get challenging, it's always good to pause and turn within. So I did a lot of resting yesterday, and I did some breathing and some meditation, and kind of just went with it. So I really do want to put that out there because I feel like sometimes it's really easy to see other people sharing positive messages and think oh, their life must be perfect, right? So it's important that we acknowledge that this is still a really tough time, that we're still going through a lot of things now, and to take those days where things aren't so wonderful and let ourselves rest. So let's start with a little bit of movement today. Let's start with that circle movement. And I usually start my classes like this because it's a nice way to check in with our energy, to feel the hips really grounding down, rooting down. And then you can change your direction and do the same thing. So we're just gonna feel that stretch here. Check in, take a couple deep breaths. And notice how you feel this morning. Every day we get up, we have a new opportunity to be in the present moment, to be in our bodies, to deal with whatever we're dealing with. And then come on back through center. Inhale and roll your shoulders onto your back. And then exhale as you round and pull your belly in. So just moving and checking in with your spine now. Maybe even starting to rock your hips forward and back in your chair. Checking in with how this feels this morning. Maybe it felt good yesterday or not so good. Maybe it doesn't feel good now, but we allow ourselves to observe so that we can find ways to create more balance, to create more harmony and peace. Good. Let's do one more time. Just rounding those shoulders and then coming on back. Good. And then take your right knee and hold onto your knee. So you can hold on in the front or behind your knee. Sit up nice and tall and just breathe. Keep hugging that knee in as you sit tall. Feel your leg muscles, that hip just starting to hug in. Take another deep breath. Good. And then we'll switch sides. So you're going to bring that left knee in now. Sit up nice and tall. And as you hug your leg in, just feel yourself breathing. So we're hugging in. We talked about that hugging last week, where when we hug in with our bodies, we start to allow ourselves, when we come out of it, to get that release of oxytocin, to feel good. And then take your right arm down to your chair or the arm of your chair and just stretch your left arm up. Big stretch here. You can reach up and over, feeling your left hip pressing down, and then just roll, ooh, big crack there. Roll your shoulder back, roll your elbow back, and look up towards that elbow. Let yourself breathe here. So a couple deep breaths, inhaling and exhaling. One more time. Good, and then come on out, bring your left hand down, reach your right arm up. So start with it up, feel your right hip pressing down. It's gonna wanna lift up, and then reach up and over, feeling that stretch into the side body. Good, you can roll your shoulder back, roll your elbow back, and then look up towards your right elbow. So just letting that whole side body stretch. Good, let's take 2 more breaths on this side. And then come on out, and let's just come back in and check in with that breath. Now that we've moved a little, we've created a little bit of space. Big inhale as you fill up with breath. Big exhale as you empty out the breath. Inhale. And exhale. Imagining you're filling up a balloon in your belly, filling up that breath. And then emptying it back out. Filling up. and emptying back out. Let's do 2 more rounds like that, just checking in. Good. And then we're going to bring our arms down by our sides. Big inhale as you reach your arms up and overhead. Big exhale as you lower those arms back down. Inhale, filling up. Exhale and empty back out. Press down through your feet. Feel that connection to the earth. And then as you bring your breath free, start to think about creating a little bit of harmony in your whole body. You know, we start with a little bit of movement. We start with that breath so that we can start to feel a little more connected, a little more comfortable. Let's do 2 more like that. And then we'll add on. Good. Inhaling. And exhaling. Perfect job. This next time as you bring your arms up and overhead, we're going to exhale and twist them to the right, just holding onto your chair. You can hold on to the arms of your chair or the side of your chair. Inhale as you sit up. Exhale as you twist. Press down through your feet. Feel yourself sit up a little bit taller. Notice that connection from your feet all the way up through the top of your head. Take another breath. And then with your next inhale, bring those arms up and overhead and twist over to your left. So sitting up tall, rolling the shoulders back, pressing down through your feet. Big inhale here as you lengthen. Big exhale as you twist. You can let your shoulders start to soften away from your ears. Let's take 2 more breaths. Good. And then come all the way back through center. One more time to each side. So inhale, arms up and overhead. Press down through your feet. Exhale, twist over to your right. Sit up tall, roll those shoulders back. Breathe nice and full, nice and deep. Awesome job. And then we'll come back through center. Stretching tall, good. Exhaling over to your left. Shoulders come down your back. Spine lengthens. Breath is just nice and full. Good. And then we'll come back in through center and just roll your shoulders onto your back. We're going to do one more little twist here today. So with your right hand on your right knee, we're going to inhale the left arm up, and you're just going to thread your arm through and reach that left shoulder towards your left knee. So inhale, opening up. Exhale, threading through. If you have a tabletop to do this one on, you can, or you can do this one on hands and knees as well. I kind of like doing it in the chair. Just bringing that shoulder towards your knee. Let's do 2 more. Feeling your side body stretch and lengthen. Good. This time as you come through, linger there. Work your shoulder a little bit closer towards your knee. Press your right hand down into the opposite knee as you twist. And we'll take another deep breath here. Good. And then as you come on out, roll the shoulders. Let's do the opposite side. So right arm comes up, open to the right. Exhale, thread through as you bow forward. Inhale, opening up. This is called thread the needle. Threading through that arm, leaning forward and twisting. 3 more. Big stretch, big twist. Opening the heart, opening the chest, and then coming back through. Good. This next time as you come through, we're going to linger there. So we'll just come through, slide the arm through, bring your right shoulder a little bit closer to your right knee. You can press your left hand into your left knee, and then slowly make your way on out. All right, so we should feel pretty good and balanced now. Upper body's nice and open. Hopefully the hips feel a little bit better. And we're gonna come and take a seat now. So whatever that is for you, maybe it's just keeping your feet on the floor. And we're gonna do something today that helps us to tap into inner peace. It's something actually I like to do with kids, but it's really an exercise for all ages. And the name of it is called Sa Ta Na Ma, and it's a part of Kundalini Yoga. And Kundalini Yoga is a type of yoga that helps us to kind of access and manage our energy. There's lots of different sort of pieces of yoga, different schools of yoga. I love to take from all of them because there's so much to learn. And this is one that I actually learned during a kids teacher training, but I do like it for adults. And there's an aspect of it called mudra, which is hand gestures. So we're going to be doing something like this. So what I wanted to talk about is this idea of trusting the process. When it comes to finding peace, when it comes to accessing peace, we kind of have to let ourselves be open to the process, the cycle of everything. And right now it's easy to feel like we're really stuck in this cycle, but we are still moving forward, right? And everything in life has this cycle. You can think of it as like the circle of life, like the Lion King, right? But everything around us, right? Ourselves, our families, the plants, the animals, all these things are going through this. Our universe, our planet is even going through it. So the idea of Sa Ta Na Ma, and we kind of put one on each, is that it has the process of that circle of life. So Sa is when you bring your thumb and your pointer finger together, is associated with birth. So something that you're creating, something that's coming up as new. I have a prenatal yoga class that I'm working with, and this is still a time where people are giving birth, right? So this is still a time where things are growing and new things are coming up. And then Ta has to do with life. How do we sustain? That's the thumb and the middle finger. Thumb and ring finger is Na, so it's Sa, Ta, Na. And Na has to do with transformation and sometimes with death, because that is part of transformation, right? And then Ma, the last one, has to do with rebirth, right? So there's this process of things. Okay, so each finger, and I wrote them down so I didn't mess them up. The thumb and the index finger associate with wisdom. They give us this wisdom. They give us this insight. The middle finger and the thumb connect us to patience. So when we don't have patience, right, when we get a little angry and a little frustrated, we use that middle finger in a different way. Ring finger and thumb has to do with energy. So if you're feeling low on energy, you can do this one. And then little thumb and pinky finger have to do with communication. So also, when you're in your meditation, if you want to use one of those, you can. So patience for me is a big one right now. So a lot of times when I meditate, I'm doing this. All right, so we're going to start with that. And we'll start by repeating those words, the Sa, Ta, Na, Ma. And we'll start with it out loud, and then we'll start and bring it into a whisper, and then we'll bring it back internally to that sacred voice, to that deep connected voice to your heart, okay? I like this because when I'm anxious or really frustrated, it's a nice way to ground as well. So you want to feel the tips of the fingers touching each other and feel yourself in your body just grounding down. So let's try this. We're going to start Sa, Ta, Na, Ma. 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 Now whisper. Sa, Ta, Na, Ma. 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 Now to yourself. can bring your hand down, close your eyes. Give yourself permission now to just start to soften, maybe lean back in your chair. And if there's one of those energies that you wanted to focus on, patience, energy, peace, find one. You can bring your hand into that mudra and just begin to soften. Just begin to release. You can check back in with your breath here. We trust the process, the cycle of life. And that doesn't always come naturally. I know it doesn't for me. So we allow ourselves that opening, that practice to turn within. Feel your shoulders softening onto your back. Feel your hips releasing down. Even relax your jaw here. Let's take a few more deep breaths, just allowing yourself to soften, to be supported and held. And then you can slowly start to bring yourself back to the presence of the room and your body, bringing a little bit of movement to your fingers and your toes. Taking a deeper breath here and just noticing how it feels now. So that's just a practice that you can do. You don't even have to say the words. You can just think about that cycle of life, right? Letting ourselves lean into it, letting it wash over us, letting ourselves find peace in whatever part that we're in. So thank you so much for watching. You've been watching Healthcare Hero Self-Care Moment. I want to bow to you, so namaste. I'm Nicole Traum, and I hope to see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.